is on, and probably in the chat room, you're saying, the guitars, they're compressed. I can't hear them. Well, that is correct. You're on that. We on that. On the Jeff Adams Show. Here. A little bit late. 5 minutes late. But we kicking it. We doing it. And we the middle-aged hipsters. Dubbed by some troll this week. But I'll take it. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce the team that makes this all possible. Let me introduce the Middies Monks of Love. What is up, my man?
Hey, Jeff. Good to be back. Episode number 11 on the Jeff Adams Show. Feel free to call in 1-888-547-8383. You can be part of the magic.
That is the magic of the Jeff Adams Show. Oh. Oh. This is how we're doing it. And I'd like to introduce the wizard of broadcast magic, the one, the only, Stephen Haywood.
Hey, look at him in the control room.
I'm now doing Stephen's voices. Hey. So, anyways, man, it's been a very interesting week in the world. And
would you have cataract? Would you have cataract surgery or something? What's up with the sunglasses indoors?
I just figured, I need a haircut. My hair wouldn't do anything. I mean, it's just like this. So I couldn't get a haircut in time, so I threw on a hat. And then, you know, I saw these glasses laying there. I said, hey, you know, I'm going to get dubbed a middle-aged hipster. So I'm just going to put the glasses on. Because I really don't try that hard. For someone to call me a middle-aged hipster, I mean, dude, I just throw on polar shirts and, you know, shorts sometimes. And I don't even try. I thought being a hipster, you had to wear tight jeans and stuff and really try. But I really don't try.
Yeah. You got to look like you're not trying while you're trying, though.
So it looks like I'm trying right now?
Which is really hard.
What's that?
It's really hard to look like you're not trying while you're trying so hard.
Maybe I
don't know. I got to join you there, man.
I'm a hipster. Middle-aged. So anyways. Oh, there you go. We're going to go on a world tour, man. That's what we're going to do. Me and you. Sunglasses and all. Is that really your sunglasses, dude?
Yeah.
Are there like blue blockers? Some blue blockers.
Are they not cool?
Like the Terminator or something.
You don't like them?
I don't know, man. It's just like you're like a robot or something.
Well, you look like Bono, so shut up.
You see it swim. I wish I sang like Bono. So anyways, you know, most of these shows.
I'm done. I quit.
Of course you do. You always quit. You a quitter. You know, lots of great, interesting things going on in the world. And, you know, I try to stay positive, try to stay away from that. But, you know, there's folks in Oklahoma, you're in our thoughts and prayers. And it's just bad. I just get so heavy hearted with that stuff. That's why I don't watch the news anymore, because you watch the news and you want to, you know, close your blinds and lay in your bed for 3 days and not come out because you're depressed.
Yeah, you know what they call, you know what, if somebody just has their head in the sand all the time, you know what you see? An ass. That's all you see. You can't stick your head in the sand like that.
Yeah, but it's hard, man. It's so hard. You know, you start questioning things and say, why do things happen? But they do.
Oh, did you start losing your faith? You wonder how God could allow something like that?
Well, I can understand Sting now really well. If I ever lose my faith in you.
You really in crisis? Not only a midlife crisis, but now you're losing your faith?
No, I'm not losing my faith. It's just tough, dude. You know, the world's a tough place. It's just a tough place. But anyways, I'm not going to get into Alex Jones.
What?
So anyways, this show is about striving to be creative and pushing the envelope of being creative. That's what we're about. And we also, you know, shoot the breeze from time to time. More than likely, this show is a hot mess, running all over the place, going on rabbit trails. But it was a very good, positive week from responses on the show that we had and playback, and then just people and social media. It was great connecting with you, and I appreciate your feedback. I got 50-50 feedback as far as the direction of the show. A lot of people like the creative input. A lot of people just like us talking about stupid, random stuff. So just trying to find our balance, where we take this thing and try to balance it and find a good rhythm. And, you know, we're on episode 11. So we're just getting started with this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So So this week we were debating, I think it was like last night. It's like, man, what are we going to talk about when it comes to creativity? And so basically me and Eric were texting back and forth because we just don't pick up the phone and talk because we hate the phone. The phone should be destroyed and it should be all text messages and emails. Don't call me ever. But we were text messaging back and forth, and we just started saying, hey, what are we going to do the show about? So, Eric, briefly on the show on creativity, where are we going to take this thing, and how far are we going to push it on the creative level today?
Well, here's what I'm thinking. I'll use an illustration. I practice this martial art. It's called Aikido, and it has a very high ideal, and that ideal is to protect the attacker. So this guy comes at you, you need to dissipate the aggression using your technique and resolve it. So I know that's all kind of mystical and whatnot in a world of MMA, but right. I really enjoy this. I've been doing it for a long time, but let me go with the illustration using Aikido, and I'm going to bring it back to creativity. Did you have a question?
Yeah, I just was wondering if you're smoking ganja or something right now.
Not right now. No, I'm not.
Bring it in, man. You're up in the clouds. Okay. You just gotta come down.
Okay, so it's about protecting life, right? So I was training with this master who actually spent 16 years as a personal disciple of the founder of Aikido, O-Sensei. And I was training with him, and he said, if you do not know how to hurt somebody, then not hurting them is no virtue. It is just ignorance. See what I'm saying?
All I can say is...
Do you get that? Do you get that? Can you just stay there and get that? See,
I just want to get my Karate Kid stance right now on the 1 foot.
Okay, no, I know you're going to make fun of me and all that stuff, but let me just say, if I don't know how to break your neck, choosing not to break your neck is no virtue. You have to know how these things... how to actually function within a martial art, and then take it to this next level where you choose not to, but you resolve the conflict. Okay, so I'm just using that as an illustration of what we do in art. My book, for example, I started writing this book, and I think I'm creative and all innovative and doing all these new things, and what it really comes down to is I don't know what the hell I'm doing, and I'm breaking all the rules, but I don't even know what the rules are. And so as I was thinking about freedom and rules and creativity and how they all go together, I'm thinking you can't come into this thing ignorant and think you're being innovative and think it's some kind of virtue. I think you have to actually know your art. And then if you choose to break the rules and do something new and innovative, well, then it's got some value. Maybe there are some rules that don't deserve to be there. Maybe there's some things that have just come handed down to you, and they need to be shattered, and you need to break the rules and do some new things. But what I'm saying is, if you're getting into this creativity thing, you have to become a master of your art so that you can then break the rules and do something new and innovative.
So let's break it down. Let's break it down in layman's terms a little bit. So let's take a situation here, such as this show, or, a lot of people in here in the chat room, they do a lot of broadcasts, taking your creativity and actually coming up with ideas that push it out and expand it. And, with what you're saying is so important because people make rules. And I think I tweeted something today, was basically saying that, you basically can't listen to people because in the end, you have your creativity. And if you listen to what they say, you're never going to be successful in what you're doing. You have to strive. And the thing about, being an innovator.
There's an element of truth to that.
Yeah, and people get creativity and being an innovator mixed up. Creativity is a bunch of ideas that you sit, you push, you prod, you kick it around, and you compile these ideas. Being an innovator is putting them into action. and taking those ideas, the best ideas, and actually put them in action. So there's a lot of creative people out there, but I think their biggest setback is they're confined in a set of rules. Let's use an example for this, basically. So basically,
that's one. Or they're undisciplined. I think, okay, these are the two kinds of people that we're addressing. The undisciplined people that don't really know what they're doing, and then they call it creativity and innovation. And then you're saying somebody who's stuck in a box, and that's a different kind of person. So let me hear you on that.
Well, I am always the outside of the box. When I get put in a box, I kick, I scream, I can't function and structure very well. I've always been a rebel. I've always flown by the seat of my pants. That's the type of personality I have. It's just like I was talking to Stephen Haywood earlier before the pre-show here. We were testing everything out, and he's like, "Man, you don't do a whole lot of prep." And I said, I really can't do a whole lot of prep for the show. I just get the basis of what we're going to talk about, because if I sit there and spend 3.5 hours on prepping a show, we're never going to cover that, because we just go off on all these trails and talk about all these random different things. So
you lose the freedom and the spontaneity if you just stick to your notes that you memorized or whatever.
Yeah, it's not, to me, it's not fun. I hate scripts. One of the biggest things, I love to improv. Man, that's a good burp. Nice Burger King there. I love to improv. I love improv. I don't like scripts. I think if I'm going out on the field and I'm doing work for Cowboy Media Group, we're doing BH photo reviews for, YouTube, and I have to script something, I hate it, because I love just being, on the seat of my pants of what am I going to say next to the person I'm interviewing? How am I going to respond? I don't like having a set list of rules of how to do what I love to do. And when I'm being creative, I don't like people telling me how I need to be creative. But when you're hired by somebody and they want something a certain way, then you've got to adjust what you're doing. But with me, I just don't like those set of rules at all. I don't thrive. I don't succeed. I'm miserable, and I don't like it at all. And it's just not fun to me. And that's when my creativity dies. And then another thing I want to bring out about creativity, and Eric, I'll let you say your thoughts too. Another thing about creativity is this. You hear this saying, there's too many cooks in the kitchen. When you align yourselves with partners and things and such in a business, when you have been successful on your own and you get these partners involved, and that can kill your creativity too, because if you don't have the same vision statement of your creativity and being an innovator and putting those into action, you're going to be miserable. And those people that you partner with that don't see eye to eye with you of how you're creative and being an innovator, you're going to fail in what you're doing. You're going to fail. And case in point, the company I have in the music industry right now, we were set up, properly funded to open up a record company side, and there was too many cooks in the kitchen. I couldn't do what I do best because there was too many cooks in the kitchen, too many chiefs, not enough Indians, and you could not get your creativity done and be an innovator and put it into action. That's one thing I can tell people right now. It's like when you have an idea, I was talking to Stephen Haywood about this too, and he's very, very in the tech buzz. He's very protective of the tech buzz, and that's a great thing because it's his baby, it's his vision, it was his creativity to create this network, and he holds on to that deer, and I respect that from him because he's not going to let anybody in on that because it's something that he's built. He has vision for it. He knows where he wants to go, and he knows how he wants to do it. That's what you have to do with these ideas. You can't get lazy. And sometimes partnerships do work in creativity. And Dave Ramsey also said, I don't know if you know who Dave Ramsey is. He said something interesting one time. He says, the only ship that never sails is a partnership. How do you like that one?
Why?
Why? I'm not saying, some people are successful with partnerships, but in the end, you're dealing with human beings. You're dealing with people, and people will let you down. It's just like, when you're in a partnership with somebody, you better have a great relationship with them. It's just like a marriage. You're going to have disagreements. You're going to have rifts, and you're not going to see eye to eye things. It goes that with your creativity and your business. When you're being an innovator and you're pushing your business out, you're going to run into problems. And do you have tough enough skin to stay through it and stay with that person, or you're going to have bitter and resentment towards that person. And then there goes your creativity out the door because you're distracted by, some feelings that you should be expressing, but you don't want to because there's this jealousy thing going on. I mean, this is another subject for another show. And I can tell you that when you have that, it will handicap you. It will handicap you. And there's leaders and there's followers. And sometimes you just got to be a leader and step out and do your creativity. And guess what? If it's good enough, people will follow you, and they will believe in it. But, going down ground zero and holding hands with somebody and expecting someone else to do your creativity for you, you're not going to get anywhere.
Yeah, but there is a place for humility in working with other people. And I saw that again using my book as an example. I've got this idea, I've got lots of creative juices flowing, and I've got this seed, right? And I needed somebody to come along and tell me that what I had written, the execution of it sucked. And now I could have said, well, you don't get it. I'm an innovator and I'm doing something new and different and I'm out of here, or you have a certain humility and you go, wait, I really believe in this seed, this idea. And are you saying that is no, that's a great seed. That's a great idea. That's a beautiful thing. But your execution of it could use some help. And so then I benefited greatly over the course of a 5-year process of rewriting and editing and working with lots of different people, getting their input. And it's a much better product at the end of that than it would have been if I just, thumbed my nose and said, this is my vision and this is the way it's going to be. The work would have suffered. And what I'm saying is I needed to learn some things. I needed to learn some things about writing, about viewpoint and characters and all the ins and outs of actually caring about the reader and bringing the reader along and taking care of their needs and not just being so focused on spouting at them whatever I think is so important. So anyway, there are, and then within that, then you can do new and different things. So I hear what you're saying, that you gotta get up and you gotta lead and you gotta be true to your vision. And I'm not discounting that. My seed was valid. It was something that was valuable and new and unique, and I needed to run with that. But there were a whole structure of a whole body of people that needed to come along to help that grow into what it could be.
Yeah. I mean, I don't get me wrong. I'm saying from a business structure more than anything else. Maybe I should have, been a little bit more clear in what I was saying. But I let's use this show as an example. I had vision for this show. I know where I wanted to go with it, and obviously, it wasn't up to par. I needed help. I asked for help from the Merry Monk of Love, and then Stephen Haywood getting involved from a technical standpoint. Said, hey, you need to do this. You need to do that. You sound like crap. You need to do this. And guess what? Yeah. I listened because the vision was already there. Like you said, the seed was already planted. It started growing. And these other people that I trust started watering that seed and that plant, and it's starting to grow. But the thing is, with your input, once you plant that seed in the dirt and it's fertilized and it starts growing, it grows, and you have people that come into your life, it can get so much better when you have people that you trust to speak into your creative ideas and being an innovator where you want to go.
All right, we've got this solved. Let's screw around now.
Yeah, let's screw around a little bit. Hey, Stephen, how are we doing it on time with break? Got 5 minutes?
Well, I got to tell you about something. At themerrymonk.com, will you please allow me to just jump on and throw, and this isn't a selfish thing. Well, I'm being a little bit manipulative here, but I want to help a friend out. I used to do a podcast called Etc. And there was a guy on there. We called him Regular Jeff because we had a lot of Jeffs calling in. We had Fancy Jeff because he spelt it Geoff, and then we had Senior Hefe, and then Regular. And that first post there on themerrymonk.com, Dale and Zeke, if you'll scroll up to that top post, Yeah, man. Dale and Zeke. If you will check that out, read that story, and when you get to the bottom of that, I hope you'll forgive me for being a little bit manipulative, but it's a really good cause, and we can help this girl out in a big way. TheMaryMonk.com. Read Dale and Zeke, and get involved. And if you can't get involved with a small gift, any amount helps. Then please share the post. Thank you very much, Jeff. I'm incarnating love at TheMaryMonk.com.
That's so good, man.
I am the Mary Monk of love.
Yeah, sometimes we get caught up in our own little world and our own little creative ideas, and to be creative and be successful is implementing those ideas and changing the world with your ideas. And if you just sit by yourself and do whatever, then you're selfish, right? So there's my website, and thanks to Craig for hooking up and designing this new website. It's under construction.
Are you helping any children on your website, Jeff?
No, I am. As you can see, I'm wearing my Bono glasses today, and I'm all about the microphone and taking the camera like you two right now.
I see.
Put on your boots. So, anyways, my website is all about Jeff Adams, pretty much. No, that's not true. If you go to a blog, I posted something very important. Something that will, get some tissues, watch this video. It will change your life forever, about a kid battling with cancer and just being creative and not holding back. It will touch you. On my blog post, I actually posted that day. Watch that video. If you got 22 minutes to spare, you're at work or something, check out that video. And man, I'm gonna tell you what, I'm inspired. I don't want to waste another minute of my life at all, because time is short and I want to just be creative. There's my Facebook page, The Jeff Adams. And let me tell you something about The Jeff Adams Show. In 4 weeks, we have grown this thing out. What is that? 313 likes on The Jeff Adams Show. We started 4 weeks ago with 190. Now we're at 313. Thank you for the support on there. I'm on there a lot, just, posting, doing different things. And I'm loving it. I'm loving interacting with you guys and having a great time. And if you hit me up, I will definitely be in communication with you, and let's chop up these creative ideas and do these crazy things.
Yeah. And so a reminder, one of the things that we wanted to do on the program is take your calls. If you're so inclined, 1-888-547-8383. You can bring your seeds, and we will examine them and maybe water them, maybe help you plant them, maybe give you some encouragement, maybe speak kind words to the plant and help them grow. Maybe sing them a song. I hear sometimes plants grow better when they are sung to. So 1-888-547-8383 is the number. You can join us on The Jeff Adams Show, and we'll talk about creativity and whatnot.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think we got really deep really quick. A lot of people are like, man, this wasn't what it was last week. So forgive us if we got too deep and you're like, oh, these guys are smoking ganja. Well, our biggest passion is being creative people and pushing it. We're trying to bring it down a little bit. We don't want to be too much in the clouds, but man, after this break, we're going to have some fun. I've got some funny stories to share, as I always do in my crazy life that I live. A couple of things I had you can, there's the voice of God. That's not my train of thought. The God of Stephen Haywood that you can't hear, but he talks in my ear and goes, "Hey man, make the left path.
You can't resist, man. You can't resist.
And take a U-turn. Take a U-turn, Jeff." So, anyways, I love it. And when he continues, I'm never gonna get this down. If Steven's talking in my ear and you can't hear it, I'm probably gonna respond to him. There's my Twitter page, the Jeff Adams. I'm up there posting, having a hoot, and I spend, I'm normally on Twitter at night, and I respond to people or early in the morning. So come on over there and show some love, Mary Monk.
Yeah. Is Jeff?
Yeah, that's your Twitter right there, Mary Monk.
Oh, I see what you're doing. You're giving me the chance to see. I didn't have the benefit of a voice in my head. Yeah, I'm tweeting at Eric Guzman, ErikGuzman. You can also link to that from TheMaryMonk.com and get to my Facebook page as well for The Mary Monk. And would love to communicate with you. I post little thoughtful things about love, things about whatnot, life, hopefully funny sometimes. But check it out. Hey, it's free. If you don't like it.
We are going to have some fun now. And
are we? When you announce that we're going to have fun, I'm very doubtful that we're going to have fun.
Oh, we're going to have a hoot.
Now we're going to do something fun. Like, Eric, you really screwed it up with your stupid Aikido story. And you got it. You were up in the clouds. Now we got to bring it down. Now we got to be. Now we're gonna have fun. It's like Radically Awesome Pizza Night. Well, when that youth pastor traps you in that room, he promised you pizza in a movie, and then he closes the doors and like, now I'm going to tell you about God who loves you, and you can't leave. And you're like, oh.
All right. With that, let's have a pizza party when we come back, youth pastor style, on the Jeff Adams Show. Let's take a quick break, real quick, and we'll be right back, folks.
Jam the Hype, your source for positive hip-hop and R&B. Now on your smartphone or tablet, playing new music from Lecrae.
Boy, I lost it, I'm foolish, running off at the tulips. Probably woman, all the cruelest, persecutors, the foes. Catch me.
Thizzle.
Fresh up off that plane, touchdown in my city. Flew around the world with this bird on my feet.
Jacob.
And the world is such a beautiful place. I know that we can make it.
Flame.
I don't do this so the industry can't know my name. Boy, I do this on purpose.
The Rose. On our smartphone app, you'll get 24/7 streaming radio, interviews, videos, interact with other music fans, and get live TV broadcasts covering positive hip-hop and R&B events. Now, on the Apple iOS Store and Google Play, Jam the Hype, changing lives with positive hip-hop and R&B. Now on your smartphone or tablet. Jam the Hype, your positive hip-hop and R&B channel.
No, yeah. Sorry. We apologize.
No, stop with that.
Wait, let me say, because people, if they just tuned in and they watch this got all deep, they watched last week, they saying, dude, these guys are smoking ganja or something.
Who cares what they think, man? Just do your thing.
Well, that's what I'm
Don't
saying.
apologize.
That's what I'm saying. I am doing my thing. But, I think sometimes you got a heavy heart and, we go up in the clouds sometimes. So I think we need to find balance and bring it down for a little bit, because we're hanging in the clouds sometimes, being creative people.
Right. Those were some good thoughts. I don't see what the problem is.
I'm not taking that away. I'm not at all. It's just these are learning curves of being creative and being an innovator and making the show better. And I'm not thinking about us. I'm thinking about the whole show together so people can enjoy this experience. I don't, I want to find balance of how we do this. And guys in the chat room, if that was really deep to you guys, give us comments of how we can effectively communicate better of how we do things, because we're funny guys.
I don't care. I don't want those comments. You can direct those comments to Jeff Adams. I know what I said was right and good.
Yeah, it was good. It was excellent. I want to find balance. I felt like we were...
Okay, so now it's funny time. So now make me laugh, Jeff. There. See all that pressure that just happened? You can't go announcing that it's fun time now.
It is fun time. Let me tell you about fun time.
All right, Bono.
You know what? I like life. And like the Scrooge the musical says, life likes me. Guess what? I friggin' love life. And I love to laugh. And you know what? Okay. I had the darndest time on Tuesday. My brother came down. What's that, Eric?
Nothing. Go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt.
My brother came down from Maine to celebrate my mom's birthday. He had frequent flyer miles. He got on a plane, came down. I don't see my brother enough, man. I love my brother. I love hanging out with him because we just laugh. And
is he a Sasquatch too? Is he all tall and hairy like you are?
Yeah, he's got a beard. He's a little bit shorter than I am, but he's a Sasquatch. Sasquatch too. Looked like Chewbacca's walking down the street. but he, man, I tell you what, dude. Exactly.
Clap it up, Buzzball. Look at he even does the sound good.
Stick him. Stick him. No, I love my brother, man. I love my family. I love to laugh. And I got to tell you, I won't tell you the story. I had I about peed my pants. I laughed so hard. And
you have to tell the story, man. I mean, what you can say? I won't tell you the story. I almost peed in my pants.
Tell the story. I'm not going to tell the story. I'm not going to go break. I'm not going to tell the story of why I laughed so hard, but I'm just telling you in general.
Because it's a dirty story.
I love sharing stories. I love these things that happened to me in my life are the real deal. I don't make these things up, but it was just a fun experience. We went out to dinner with my mom. We took her to this nice restaurant in Mount Dora, Florida, and we just had a good time and we connected as family. The funny thing about it is it was like flashback. Our wives, our kids weren't there, so it was me and my brother in the back seat. It was like we were little kids again, traveling with our family, and had a little flashback and going to dinner with our parents. So it was pretty funny. But
was she reaching into the back seat and like swatting you? I'm going to pull this car over. I swear I'll pull it over, and then you'll be sorry. Was it that kind of thing?
Oh my gosh, I remember those days. They were awful. Getting spanked on the side of the highway. But I like life. I like to laugh. And let me ask you a question. And
Did you see that woman attacking that little Sasquatch? Oh my gosh!
Back in the day when I used to get spankings on the side of the road, no one thought that kid deserved it. Now, if you do it, you're going to lose your kids because I don't know. There's so many people out there, and that just
And that's the problem.
Kids.
We need to reduce the population size because there's so many people out there.
There's so many people out there.
It drives me nuts.
It's coming to it.
Okay, go on with your story.
Okay, so last Friday, I was like having a good time, and I text Steven and I text Eric at the same time saying, you would not believe the story that's going on. And I've got to keep this G-rated as much as possible because we are a clean show. So I'm going to try to get into the story and really keep it basic without getting into detail. But let me ask you a question, Mary Monk of Love. Let's just say you were single and you were in the dating scene, okay? And you met this lovely lady, okay? And you met her and you go on a couple dates and you realize you have feelings for this person. And, 2.5 months in, you find out he's a guy and he has, he's got an upper chest, but he's also a guy. What would you do?
Like fully guy and chest, huh? Oh, I'm just really glad I'm not dating right now. Let me begin with that. These were not things I had to deal with when I was dating.
Someone that I know.
I don't know. I'd ask him out for a beer.
Let me break it down.
I'd switch gears. It would be like, so you want to go play some football or something?
What would you do? I mean, what? The main thing is, I don't care how attractive he is. The main point I was saying is, how can you go 2.5 months without knowing that?
Yeah. And like you're kissing and stuff, and there's going to be like just that. Unless there was maybe some electrolysis or something, that there's going to be like that prickly little stubble thing from, I mean, when did you not pick up on, I don't know, maybe is it that hard? Did this happen to your brother?
No, this is not my brother. It's not my brother. My brother's happily married. But let's just say.
He was having an affair with a guy?
No, not my brother.
Okay. Does your brother watch this?
I know someone that this happened to.
I'm gonna get my butt kicked by a Sasquatch.
Yeah, he will kick your butt. And the main thing is,
I'm gonna dissipate the aggression, and then I'm gonna love him with my Aikido.
Yeah, we'll go back in the clouds. Hey man,
because apparently he likes being loved by men.
Yeah, dude. But here's what I was getting at. I think it was after Monday's show on the Tech Buzz. We were in the Google Hangout. I brought this up, and how the number one thing is, if you went 2.5 months and you didn't know, your number one thing is to look at. And there's been people that you look at somebody and go, wow, that's not a woman. But the key is you got to look right here. There's this thing called an Adam's apple, right?
Yeah.
No men can hide that at all. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. This guy I know, how in the world did he let that thing slide where he didn't see the Adam's apple? And even it's just bizarre to me that something like that would happen, where you actually would date a guy that looks like a woman that has, an upper.
Well, maybe it's because your brother was so tall, he was looking down, he didn't see the Adam's apple.
Like I said, it's not my brother. It's actually a good friend of mine called the Merry Uncle Love.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Merry Uncle Love. So yeah, I mean,
like some people would really want to hurt that guy. Like if that happened to him, I think that's how there's some bad things that happen that I've heard about people that play in the dating game.
I don't know. I was very shocked, and I just thought it was bizarre.
So what did your friend do then?
He, I think, eventually broke up, and
would it take a little while?
Yeah, it's just bizarre to me. I mean, how could you even let that happen? I mean, I don't know. Are you that lonely where you can't figure out is it he that has an Adam's apple? I don't know.
Well, yeah, I mean, that would be the thing. It would be like, well, I really like you, but I'm really sorry that we got intimate because I'm straight, and so maybe you want to keep hanging out, but set some boundaries, Yeah,
and how bizarre is that? I mean, could you imagine, like, just say, for instance, you go, I have found the perfect mate. She loves basketball. She loves to mow the lawn with me.
Drink whiskey, smoke cigars.
Gear, and she loves cigars.
You know what? Maybe I am gay. I need to find what I'm looking for is a man. I mean, wouldn't that be fun? Somebody who smokes cigars and drank whiskey and beer and you can go party with all the time.
And she passes gas better than I can. It's a match. I mean, but think about that. I mean, really think about that. Being in an odd position where you have feelings towards someone that is not that person that you physically, it is the person that you thought who it was, but physically,
yeah,
it's what you think it is.
There's different kinds of love, I mean, there's the erotic love, which would be, I'm really physically attracted and turned on by this person. But then there's the kind of love that's really good friends, and you really have affection for them, and you care about them a lot, and you like spending time with them, That's a whole nother thing, and I mean that's totally appropriate between two guys. There's nothing wrong with that.
I mean, what do you do after that? I mean,
like I said, you go do other stuff other than sucking face. You go do something else.
Let me get to this point. Just say you had feelings, and remember back in the days when you were dating some girl, and the girl just says to you like, "Hey, I think we should just be friends." I mean, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna tell Are you gonna tell this, it that looks like a she that's a he? Hey, I really think we should be friends. Are you still gonna hang out with, even though you like hanging out? What do you do? I mean, do you just completely cut it off and go, man, you deceived me?
Well, there is the deception. Then it's really hard to be friends with somebody who you can't trust. So that is a big issue. You're gonna have to overcome that. But if you're unconditional and loving like I am, then you could probably be friends.
I was gonna say something, but I got to keep it G-rated. It's so hard to censor myself. So
Witness what's happening right now with Jeff. It's actual fruit of the spirit, self-control happening right now. You see that?
It's so hard. I'm biting my tongue.
You see the spirit moving right there.
Yeah, I could just go for broke and just say what I wanted to say, but you know what? I'm getting better.
Say it. Go ahead. Say it. See, that was temptation right there. Here comes the Holy Spirit. What you gonna do? What you gonna do, Jeff?
What am I gonna do? I'm just not gonna say it. Well, no, I don't hear the Holy Spirit. I hear Stephen Haywood in my head saying, "Hey, we got to keep it clean rated because we've got the iTunes podcast, and the moment you say something, the whole tech bus will get banned off iTunes."
Oh, is that what happens? I didn't know the consequences.
Stephen Haywood put all the pressure on my back, so I'm really thinking through what I say and try to keep it as clean as I possibly can without, jumping off the cliff, and because it's so easy to do. I mean,
Yeah.
and it's a lot harder to be funny and clean at the same time, for sure. I mean, it's easy to drop the F-bomb and say a couple cuss words and throw on the line. It's a lot harder to be funny and clean at the same time. So it's challenging for me. It's a challenge for me because I like to go for the easy way out and just go for the dirty. Because
this is going to be a learning experience for you, though. I mean, this is going to help you grow as a humorist.
That's
so
what she.
Let's just.
Oh, I just blew it.
Blew it.
Go ahead.
So how are we doing so far with the fun time part of the show? Are we doing okay? I mean, are you satisfied now?
It was a little bit serious. And I think there's a little crazy.
Serious, and then I turned the corner for you. I'm just asking for how are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling, truthfully, it's hard. A lot of people don't know what it's like to broadcast and put, and come with a great attitude every single week. And
you have a bad attitude right now?
No, we don't. I don't have a bad attitude. It's just that you have to be in the mindset to do something, and you have to, put on your hat, which I put on a hat today, and you have to. Sometimes you don't necessarily want to be, completely funny, but sometimes you have to be funny, and sometimes you have to be creative, and sometimes I've had one of those days where I just was sitting back and relaxing and just kind of meditating, but just really deep. I'm in a really deep mood right now. I've just with things that are going on and just circumstances. So it's very, very, very tough. People don't realize, especially for entertainers, which I represent some entertainers, and it's just hard to put on that game face every single night. I mean, these performers, you even when you're sick and you have the flu bug, you have to get up in front of people and act like everything is A-okay. And in essence, when it's necessarily not. But that's why I kind of wanted to bring humor, because like I said, I mean, the funny point, the midlife crisis is I'm going to have not only one counselor, but I'm going back to my former counselor. So now I'm going to have two counselors in my life again. And I consider the Mary Monk the number 3 counselor, even though he doesn't get paid to be a counselor, but I come here every week and I get therapy from the Mary Monk. So actually I have 3 counselors that I see every week. Oh, and then if the guy I meet with, once every 2 weeks, I throw him in the loop and where I spill my beans to. That's 4 people. That's 4 people that I gotta talk to every week and talk about garbage.
That just speaks to how bad it is. It's real. We understand, Jeff. You've got a midlife crisis. What did you just turn 40?
I've been 40 for a while, man.
Okay, so you haven't turned 41 yet. You're in your 40th year, right? No, you're in your 40th.
41 in October.
Okay, so basically, you need a therapist for every decade that you've been alive. So you gotta deal with the 1 to 10 stuff, and then the 10 to 20 stuff, the 20 to 30. We're gonna have to work all that out, man. It's bad. It's bad.
Yeah, it's tough getting older. I was saying that my brother came down and for like pretty much 48 hours from Maine and visited down here in Florida for my mother.
Oh, wow.
And I was having one of these tough weeks. I think the whole Oklahoma thing was happening, and my brother texted me. And he said, the funniest thing, I mean, you may not think it's funny, but we're getting kind of heavy in our old age. It's a gene that we inherited. And, our eating habits, I'm trying to eat better, trying to make better choices as I drink a Burger King cup. Exactly. And, but I've been eating a lot of fish and such, but and basically my brother texted me and he said, dude, you're never going to guess what happened to me. And I was like, what? I mean, he sent me a text message. He says, I went through security and they said, you need to step aside. You have something in your chest. And they pat
breast implants?
They pat him down. They pat him down and it was his boob. And he goes, you're clear. And I just thought that was hysterical because they thought he was trying to smuggle something in and it was his boob.
Hey, Jeff, we've got somebody on the phone. Ron, you're on the Jeff Adams Show.
Hey, Jeff, how you doing?
Ron, how's it going, man?
Oh, not bad. And Monk, I forgot your first name.
Mary.
I'm sorry, Eric. Yeah, I'm an old friend of the Tech Buzz. We worked together for a few years. I got to tell you one thing: when it comes to your midlife crisis, just bear in mind that sooner or later it'll be over, and you'll be into the old age crisis like me.
Yeah. Did you have a real crisis when you crossed the line? When you figured, hey, I'm halfway through. I'm looking back. I'm looking ahead, and I'm thinking, what's this thing all about? Did you go through that, Ron?
Yeah, because I got married when I was 49 to a woman I met 33 years prior to that.
Wow.
And it lasted a few years, and then it fell apart. And when my life ended, that's when it started.
Wow.
That's when I started doing YouTube videos and did some Lidos for a while.
So is that like your therapy? YouTube videos?
Yeah, if you ever on YouTube, it's Ronald Knight, and I pretty much get out there and kind of do what you're doing in a way, but not as well.
Yeah, I tend to get in trouble because I throw a little too much out there sometimes. I say I'm not going to do it, and then Eric somehow pries me to say something I don't want to say, and then I go, yeah, that's it. I am a big trouble. So I kind of throw it out there. I'm trying to watch what I do say about what's going on with me as much as possible, but
I'll say whatever you want. I don't care.
Yeah, we all got problems. There's Ron's page right there.
Oh, thanks so much, Ron.
Sorry.
So Ron, how long you been watching the Tech Buzz?
We're actually showing your YouTube page on the Tech Buzz or on the feed right now for the Jeff Adams Show. There you go, Ron.
I think a lot of people there already know me, but that's cool. I really appreciate that.
Hey, Ron, let me ask you. So you were with this lady for what do you say, 33 years, 39 years?
Well, no, I met her when I was 16. She was my first girlfriend. And then 33 years later, I got back in touch with her. She was in Maine.
Okay.
I was in Florida. And I came up to meet her. And the next morning, let's just say I turned to her in bed, and I said, would you like to get married?
So it was like kind of an impulsive thing. And then you got married, and it all fell apart.
Well, after 6 years, we decided we were better off as friends. But I'm still in Maine.
Yeah.
Hey, Ron, let me ask you this. Did she have an Adam's apple?
No, definitely was not a guy.
Oh, man. So you're... I got to ask, Ron, what would you have done if you date this lady, who you thought was a lady, for, what was it, 2 months, Jeff? Was that the scenario? And you start to really have feelings, and then all of a sudden you find out she's a he. What would you do, Ron?
I'm a pretty impulsive guy. I mean, when I first got back in touch with my girlfriend after 33 years, I didn't waste any time. We went right to bed that night. So I don't think it would take 2 months for me to find out.
Yeah. So whatever you're just saying, whatever would happen instantaneously. You're just going to go with your gut.
Well, most likely. I'm a little impatient, and sometimes it's not good for me. But if I did find out, I certainly wouldn't pursue a romantic relationship. I don't play football, so.
Well, dude, I'm so glad that you joined us on the Jeff Adams Show. I think you're our first caller that was, no. Did Bubba?
Yeah, Bubba called. Yeah,
Bubba called. But did you plan that ahead of time, Jeff?
No.
Okay. So you're our second spontaneous caller. That's great, Ron.
Well, it's the least I could do. So I'll let you go because you probably want to wind up your show or whatever.
Well, we'll just wait and see what the voices in our head say.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks for the support and giving us a shot. I'm sorry we got, I shouldn't apologize because Eric goes, hey, I'm not apologizing. But, hey, we're trying to find balance in our humor and our creativity. It's going to take some time, but hopefully, we can work it out and find some great balance to bring it all in. And that's the cool thing about doing what we do. He say Eric's holding his eye. My eye. What are
you going to say, Ron?
Just do it. Don't worry about analyzing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you some advice from my dad. Assume the quality and it's yours.
Yeah.
You get that?
Yeah.
Assume the quality and it's yours.
That's what I do, man.
Are you a broadcaster? Well, I don't know. I've never. No, you're a broadcaster. All right. You just do it. And then you do it with this air of like you know what you're doing, and people just assume you know what you're doing, even if you don't know what you're doing.
Right. Eric, like you're talking about when you wrote your book, get people to give some good feedback and give you some room for improvement. That's what I got from everybody from the Tech Buzz on.
Right on, man. Well, hey, it's good to hear from you, man.
Hey, Ron.
All right. Here, guys.
Ron?
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
I was going to ask Ron a question.
Oh, hey, I got another call. Hold on.
All right.
I know who this is. Is this regular Jeff?
It is.
Hey, regular Jeff, you're on the Jeff Adams Show. We've got two Jeffs.
Jeff Squared.
Jeff Squared.
Hey, so
you got voices in your head telling you to do things right now, Jeff, or do we have time to take this call?
Yeah, let's do the call, man.
All right. Jeff is the father of Dale. I told you about that post before at themerrymonk.com, Dale and Zeke. And Jeff is calling in to talk about maybe a little bit about the story. Do we have time for you to just give me like a little 5 minute on what, or not maybe 5 minutes, I don't know how much time, but like a few minutes on what's going on and how people can help, Jeff?
Yeah, exactly. Thanks for posting that, by the way. Basically, the story is, Dale was diagnosed with Tourette syndrome quite a few years ago, and, we didn't really know what Tourette syndrome was. We knew that there was a few things that she had some quirks when she was very young, and we didn't know that they were tics. They were motor tics or vocal tics. And we finally took her to see someone, and this lady was actually a psychologist, like a family counselor, because we thought that maybe there was something as parents we were doing wrong, or maybe ways to help her, because she was struggling in school quite a bit. And then we found out that she suggested Tourette syndrome, which is basically Tourette syndrome is a movement disorder. It's a neurological disorder. And it's characterized by having at least 2 motor tics and 1 vocal tic. Vocal tic has to be present. Of course, when we heard Tourette syndrome, the only thing that I could really think of was what I had seen in movies and on television.
Where people just curse or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
And really, this is not that funny.
Well, sometimes it can be fun.
Right.
I like to try to find humor in most situations. And, only it's like less than 10% of all people with Tourette's have what's called coprolalia, and that's the outburst of profanity. Oddly enough, my child has it.
Oh, that's got to be interesting at church.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. We were actually at a school function one time for my youngest daughter, Erin, and it was a school that Dale had a really, really hard time with the teachers at this school, and she had gone, this was in 5th grade for her, and she had gone on to 6th grade at another school, but we had to go back to this other school for a chess tournament for my youngest daughter. And
so everything's all quiet?
Well, everything's not quiet. We're out in the hall, and the parents are talking, and she's sitting against the wall, and we've learned to tune it out as much as possible. And I hear her sitting against the wall, man, going to town. Just, I mean, it's just one right after the other. And I just looked at her and I said, are you okay? Because stress and anxiety makes the tics worse.
Yeah, and so you gotta think about what this has done to Dale's education, her social life. I mean, it's just been debilitating. Right now, she's in the 7th grade, but she doesn't go to classes and she's homebound. But there's this really cool organization that trains dogs to help out. And like the dog relieves the stress and also will divert Dale's attention from when she's getting into a tic or even something that's self-abusive. And so it can help restore normal life for her. What's the name of the organization that's providing Zeke is the name of the golden retriever?
Right. It's Retrieving Freedom.
Yeah, Retrieving Freedom.
They've got a website, retrievingfreedom.org. And the abusive stuff that Dale does, those are motor tics as well.
Yeah.
I he had this sore on his nose that wouldn't heal, and that's because he had a tick, because he would punch himself in the nose.
Yeah.
And Dale's got ticks where she'll hit herself in the head or in the shoulder, and one of her ticks that really comes out really bad when she's in school is she chokes herself.
Man.
But when Zeke is around, what's great about it is if he notices her choking herself, he will go and touch her hand and start, wanting her to pet him.
Right. And so he helps. And Jeff, I got to jump in because we've only got a couple minutes here.
Okay.
But
Sure.
so if you want the story, you can go to themerrymonk.com and read Dale and Zeke. And also, you can read about what's going on right now. What's happening right now is the dog costs $25,000 to train. But this organization is only asking Jeff and his family to come up with $6,000. And so I thought I'd help at themerrymonk.com. You can click the link there to Retrieving Freedom is the name of the organization. Is that correct?
Right.
And then you can donate via PayPal, and you can just say, for Dale Moore. Anything will help, $10,
Sure.
whatever. And then if you can do more, that's great. Or just pass the link along. If you can't give any money, you help spread the word. And so I got to toss it back to Jeff, the guy who's got the show, regular Jeff. And but I'm really glad that you called in, and maybe we can get something going here. And I just heard that at the Tech Buzz they're going to promote it. So this is cool.
Oh, great. That is so awesome. And I know Charles saw that he's the guy that's the trainer, and he saw your post, and he is so excited, and just appreciates any awareness and any help that anybody can give.
Right on.
It's a really hard job. They've got, I think, 19 dogs right now that they're working with training, and he just left his full-time job to do this full-time. So.
And the effects are really miraculous. I mean, you wouldn't believe the effect that Zeke has on Dale and how it empowers her to live a more normal life. So, hey, regular, I got to let you go, man, but I'll see you on the internet.
All right, great. Thanks, Eric.
All right, bro.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye. Hey, thanks for taking the time to take that call, Jeff. Appreciate it.
Yeah. You know what? That's the great thing about this. We can be, we can be funny, but there's got to be purpose of what we do, man. And the whole thing is, you know what? I'm not a happy person when I don't help people. And the whole purpose of the show is to try to, spark creativity and help people. And along the way, if we can help someone else achieve something that someone's going through that, from something they can't control, let's get behind it. It may not be the compelling stuff that you want to just sit and watch, but you know what? Gosh darn it. This is who I am. And this is what I'm about, man. I mean, this is the only really thing that brings joy in my life is actually helping people. Because if I sit and meditate on myself, I'm going to be highly disappointed, close the blinds, and not come out of my room for a week, if you know what I'm saying. So
but you can find creative ways to help people. We could do like a gallon challenge, maybe every cup we drink. Have you heard of the gallon challenge? Maybe we could do that on the show, and like every cup, we did this before actually on themerrymonk.com, and we called it Milk Money Madness, and raised money for the Lakota children. But just think about it. There's some creative ways we can help people and entertain at the same time.
Yeah, let's make this show. Let's have some purpose. Let's not, most people that are striving here, they're broadcasters, or if they're through my fans or the Merry Monks fans, they're friends, their family, or they're people from the music industry that I work for that are watching the show. But you know what? Let's be something of purpose. Let's change the world together. We can do that. Let's bond together. If you got shows and you're doing shows or whatever you're doing, let's come together and let's change the world together. Let's do something great that makes a difference. So when we lay our head down at night on our pillow, we can feel great about ourselves and say, look, I made a difference today. Because after the week I've had, that's exactly what I want to do. And you know what, Eric?
I'm with a little something.
Yeah, I'm so glad he called today, because now we have purpose. And you know what, guys? I want to make a challenge out there to everybody that's watching this in playback or live. Let's go to themerrymonk.com and let's make a difference for this young girl. Let's get her that dog. It's $6,000.
$6,000.
$6,000 is a lot of money these days, but through a lot of people giving, let's make a difference in someone's life. Let's do it.
Hey, I heard we had 7,000 people watch last week, and if everybody gave $1, we're golden.
One
golden
buck.
retriever.
Let's do it. Let's change it. Let's do something. Let's do it. Let's catch up on this next week. But I challenge everybody to go to themerrymonk.com. You can also go to techbuzz.net, and you can go to TheJeffAdamsShow.tv. We'll post the information. Let's make a difference in someone's life. Thanks for hanging out with us on the techbuzz.net and the TheJeffAdamsShow.tv. We thank you so much for your support. Number 11, we got it down, and we're headed, and the show just keeps going all over the place. But hey, I think we've got a revelation here today. We've got something. You know, at the end of the show, we need to find purpose in what we're doing. And guess what? We just found some purpose. Let's make a difference in someone's life today and this rest of this week. Let's get this girl a dog. All right?
I love how excited you are. This is amazing. This is really cool.
Let's do it. I say that. Let's do it. Let's do it. All these people, let's do it. We can make a difference. The Jeff Adams Show, thanks for hanging out. Stephen Haywood, thanks for producing the show. Eric, it's always great to have you on the show. Thank you so much for your time. And we'll see you next week, 3:30 Eastern Standard Time on The Jeff Adams Show. Peace out, homies. We out.
If you like the video produced here for The Jeff Adams Show, make sure you check out BitGravity. They are the exclusive HD provider here of the Tech Buzz Network and The Jeff Adams Show. You can check this out here at info.bitgravity.com/TTB for all the pricing, availability, and the options that you have with BitGravity. You can check it out, how you can stream to your mobile devices and watch The Jeff Adams Show on your iPad, iPhone, or Android device. We thank BitGravity for their support and their continued support here of The Jeff Adams Show and the Tech Buzz Network.